Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to meet with you online to jointly celebrate the 71st anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China and China's traditional Mid-Autumn Festival. On behalf of all my colleagues at the Chinese Embassy, I would like to extend best wishes to all of you and festive greetings to our people back in China. We are marking the occasion in the context of the global efforts against COVID-19. I wish to take this opportunity to pay high tribute to the courageous frontline workers who are still fighting the disease. I also wish to thank all of our friends, compatriots, and students who have given invaluable support to China's fight against the pandemic. The unexpected outbreak of COVID-19 has changed people's lives and brought unprecedented challenges to the governance of various countries and the whole international governance system. More than ever before, we should put people and life before everything else. Follow the guidance of science and show the goodwill and wisdom for solidarity and coordination. More than ever before, we should support and care about each other and get through this together. Amid the complex changes, the Chinese people and Chinese government keep to the right path and firmly stand on the right side of history. We have all along upheld the people-centered philosophy of development and stayed true to our original aspiration to pursue happiness for the people and revitalization for the nation. Since the beginning of this year, the Communist Party of China has led the Chinese people in making all-out efforts to control the virus. As we are restoring our life and economy to normalcy, we have every confidence to achieve our goals within the set time frame. That is, to accomplish the building of a moderately prosperous society in all respects, and to lift out of poverty all rural residents living under the current poverty line. We are committed to deepening reform and opening our country even wider in an all-out way. We have implemented the foreign investment law and are working hard to shorten the negative list on the access for foreign investment to the Chinese market, further open up the services sector, widen market access to the manufacturing sector and agriculture, and push forward the development of a Hainan Free Trade Port. China will soon launch the 14th five-year plan, and it is striving to promote modernization of its system and capacity for governance, and foster a new development paradigm with domestic circulation as the mainstay, and domestic and international circulations reinforcing each other. China's development will not only benefit its own people, but also make significant contribution to world peace, stability, and prosperity. We have all along firmly championed and practiced multilateralism and worked to build a community with a shared future for mankind. COVID-19 reminds us that we live in an interconnected global village with a common stake. COVID-19 is a challenge to the entire humanity, and no country can handle its impact alone. A global challenge of this magnitude cannot be solved by the traditional toolbox of great power competition. Obsession with the Cold War mentality and ideological confrontation will lead nowhere. Strengthening international coordination and cooperation, and reforming and improving international governance is the only right path forward. President Xi Jinping pointed out in his address to the general debate of the 75th session of the United Nations General Assembly that China will continue to work as a builder of global peace, a contributor to global development, and a defender of international order. It will continue to be actively involved in and contribute to the international fight against COVID-19. We will continue to share our epidemic control practices, diagnostics, and therapeutics with other countries, provide support and assistance to countries in need, ensure stable global anti-epidemic supply chains, and actively participate in the global research on tracing the source and transmission routes of the virus. At the moment, several COVID-19 vaccines developed by China are in phase 3 clinical trials. When their development is completed and they are available for use, these vaccines will be made a global public good, and they will be provided to other developing countries on a priority basis. We hope that in a world full of uncertainties and complex challenges, countries can all make correct choices, contribute to the global well-being. We have been firmly opposed all along to a new Cold War or decoupling, and we are committed to the sound and stable growth of China-US relations. Indeed, the China-US relationship is experiencing severe difficulties rarely seen in the past 41 years of diplomatic ties. Some people attempt to write off the hard-won achievements in China-US relations, stoke up decoupling, and incite ideological confrontation and a new Cold War. This has seriously undermined the fundamental interests of the Chinese and American people. As President Xi said, China is committed to peaceful, open, cooperative, and common development. We will never seek hegemony, expansion, or sphere of influence. We have no intention to fight either a Cold War or a hot war with any country. We will continue to narrow differences and resolve disputes with others through dialogue and negotiation. We believe that a sound and stable China-US relationship is in the interests of both countries, and it is needed for achieving the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation and building a community with a shared future for mankind. China's policy towards the United States is highly stable and consistent. We are willing to develop our relations with the US with goodwill and sincerity, and the two countries should lose no time in taking bilateral relations onto the right track of no conflict, no confrontation, mutual respect, and win-win cooperation. Dear friends, we Chinese often say, for all the vicissitudes of human society, the right path shall always prevail. I call upon all of you to work together to overcome difficulties and create a better tomorrow for mankind. Once again, I want to express heartfelt thanks to our friends who have cared for and supported the development of China and China-US relations. I wish all of you and your families health, happiness, and all the best. Thank you very much.
This is the letter from President Jimmy Carter to the Chinese Ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Cui Tiankai, October 1st, 2020. Rosalind joins me in wishing you a joyous Chinese National Day and Mid-Autumn Festival. During these trying times, it is important for us to still come together to celebrate, even if virtually. As we continue to encounter unprecedented challenges, events such as this will remain crucial in helping to improve U.S.-China relations. With our warm best wishes for a wonderful celebration, sincerely, signed, Jimmy Carter.
Hello, my name is Neil Bush. I am chairman of the George H.W. Bush Foundation for U.S.-China Relations. I'm the third son of former President George Herbert Walker Bush, and it is my great pleasure to wish you the warmest best wishes for this day of national celebration, October 1st, and for the week of vacation to come, the Autumn Festival. A year ago this day, I was invited to attend the celebration of the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China, witnessed an amazing parade, and saw a great outpouring of pride that the Chinese people rightfully have for the progress that has been made over the past 70 years. A lot of that progress can be attributed to our bilateral ties, the ties between the United States and China. There's no doubt that we have benefited, that the Chinese have benefited, that we all have benefited from closer trade relations, from cultural exchanges, from student exchanges, from all of the ways that we've been connecting over the past 40 years. It is my deep desire and hope, and I will continue to commit myself to working to improve dialogue, to improve understanding, to bring our countries together so that we can lock arms in trying to tackle the humans' greatest challenges that we face, challenges related to the environment, to terrorism, to health, and right now it's never more important than trying to learn from one another so that we can tackle this terribly devastating global pandemic. So on this day of celebration, I wish you the very, very best and send the best regards from the Bush China Foundation. Thank you, and God bless you.
Good evening, Ambassador Cui, distinguished guests, and my fellow Americans. I'm honored to be invited to join today's twin celebrations, the 71st anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China and the Mid-Autumn Festival. As an American of Chinese heritage, I'm very proud of China's tremendous contributions to human civilization over the last 5,000 years. But it is the achievement of China within the last 7 decades that is perhaps even more awe-inspiring. The success of the government of the People's Republic of China in lifting hundreds of millions of its citizens from abject poverty and its elevation of China to become the second largest economy in the world are achievements unmatched in human history. I join with all Chinese citizens as well as Chinese diaspora around the world and in America to toast and recognize these accomplishments by the Chinese government. Today is also the Mid-Autumn Festival, the second most important festival in Chinese culture and tradition. Family members away from home are to return home for a happy reunion, share mooncakes, drink tea, and eat delicious meals together, and to appreciate the full moon afterwards. During these very unusual times with travel restrictions around the world, thank God for FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, WeChat, and other technologies which can bring us together at least virtually. Next, I'm waiting anxiously for the invention of meal sharing with taste and smell in cyberspace. As an American by choice of Chinese descent, I'm equally proud of the contribution American Chinese have made in making America great over the last 300 years. Our immigrant forefathers in this country built railroads, worked in coal and gold mines, timber camps, hand laundries, chop suey restaurants, and yes, served bravely and selflessly in the armed forces of the United States. Many made supreme sacrifice to keep America strong and whole. America would not become a superpower today without the continuous and patriotic contribution of American Chinese and other immigrants over the past 3 decades and centuries. Going forward, even as US and China navigate through some very turbulent waters, both nations are fortunate to have seasoned and professional career diplomats serving in our respective embassies in Washington, D.C. and Beijing. That said, I believe American Chinese must and will also help play an important role as stabilizing force to keep the U.S.-China relationship on even keel and to help propel and pilot both nations to calmer waters. From here in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, to all our friends in China, I wish you a happy 71st anniversary and a joyous Mid-Autumn Festival. 祝大家国庆节快乐，中秋节快乐，阖家幸福团圆，谢谢。
Thank you again for tuning in the Chinese National Day and Mid-Autumn Festival reception and concert. The Chinese Embassy is truly honored to have brilliant artists and art troupes from China and America, including one from my hometown, Shanghai, to perform for us today. Mr. Lang, world-renowned pianist, is also joining us with his wife, Gina. I want to thank all the artists for their wonderful performances, and I hope that you will all have a pleasant evening. Thank you.
大家好，我是罗小慈，非常高兴参加驻美国使馆举办的国庆中秋音乐招待会，能够跟大家云端相见。希望大家呢能够喜欢我们上海民族乐团的节目，祝大家国庆中秋快乐。
everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in this concert. I'm Chao Tian, and this is my brilliant collaborator Tom Tisley. Our musical duo is called Dong Xi. It means East-West. So today's first song we're going to play is called Jade Rabbit. The Jade Rabbit is a funny character in a very famous Chinese mid-autumn story. So in this story, the Jade Rabbit is on the moon, live with a very beautiful immortal lady. So we will use our imagination to create music for this character and the story. So the last tune we're going to play is a famous Chinese folk song. The name is called Half Moon is a Rising. Before that, we would like to thank you very much again for watching this concert, and we appreciate Embassy of the People's Republic of China in the United States of America for having us on this celebration. Thank you very much. And we also want to wish everyone a happy Mid-Autumn Festival. In China, we say it as 中秋快乐. Thank you. Thank you.
大家好，我是李冰川，
我是张克成，
我是楚小卫，
我是陈超，
我们是中国东方歌舞团北极星组合，
很高兴参加驻美国使馆举办的国庆中秋音乐招待会。
在此，仅以一首《我的祖国》
庆祝祖国71岁生日，
祝愿各位国庆中秋快乐！
everyone. My name is Uudi, cellist with the Philadelphia Orchestra. I'm very glad to meet you at the online concert hosted by the Chinese Embassy in the US and wish you a happy Mid-Autumn Festival.
大家好，我是二胡艺术家陈洁冰，很高兴参加中国驻美国大使馆举办的网上音乐招待会，祝大家中秋节快乐！
大家好，我是郎朗。
大家好，我是吉娜。
非常高兴能参加中国驻美使馆今年举办的国庆中秋网络音乐会。在此呢，愿以我的琴声祝各位观众、各位同胞国庆中秋双节快乐，幸福！祝大家中秋节快乐！